Monthly's Ask the Expert. We're here tonight with my dear friend and fitness icon, Monica Brant. She was recently on their July cover of MD Monthly's magazine. Will you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, yes, I will. Hi, Miranda, and
Hi.
Thank you guys for joining, and thank you, MD Monthly, for having me on, and thank you again for my cover. I'm always honored to have a cover. My first cover was actually in 1994.
Oh, wow.
I was 24 years old. It was for Muscle and Fitness, and it was here in San Antonio where I was living, and I had to go to the local HEB and buy a bunch of covers because no one sent me any covers. So I went to the store and I bought 10 magazines, and the lady at the checkout probably thought I was crazy. I didn't tell her it was me on the cover, but it was really fun.
That's hilarious. Well, you looked amazing. It was so cool to see.
Well, thank you. You know, I am a local, so I'm from this area. I grew up primarily outside of San Antonio in Castroville.
Okay.
Country girl. Horses, riding dirt bikes with my brother and his friends, and I grew up riding and showing horses, and we lived out on 20 acres. We had a ranch, horses mostly, and we baled hay in the summer, and so I grew up with just hard work, always athletic. I was a volleyball and track athlete in school. I love track, and I still run track today, so it's something that's just in my blood as an athlete. So I got into fitness in 1991.
Yeah, so what inspired you ultimately to start your career in fitness?
Well, to be honest, I didn't realize that what I was doing was going to become a career.
Oh.
I was going to school part-time. I had gone to my first year of college. I went up to William Woods in Missouri, which was is a fine arts women's college. Now, I don't know today if it still is. We're talking about 1989. I had a scholarship to ride horses, and all I knew is I wanted to ride horses, and my dream had been to ride in the Olympics. You know, I loved all the equestrian stuff, and that's what I grew up doing, the jumping and all, but I didn't get to do that, but then ended up not being able to go back to that school, and shortly after that, the next year, I started going to San Antonio College, just taking basics. I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I was still an athlete at heart, and I had met somebody that started teaching me a little bit about working out at one of the valleys, or I don't remember racquetball and fitness, maybe? I don't know. It was a long time ago. And probably after 6 months or so of having like a little weight training program, I found out about a fitness competition that was called the Miss Fitness USA pageants. Okay. And I just started getting ready for it. I didn't really know what I was doing. You know what I did? I ordered, you might be too young for this, a VHS tape.
Oh, not too young. I remember VHSs.
VHS. People are like, what is that? I remember I ordered the VHS tape, and my family came over to my apartment, and we watched it, and I said, I'm going to do this competition. And the girl that won at the time was named Marla Duncan. And I just kind of thought, well, I look kind of like that, and maybe this would be fun to do. And I mean, I have so many awesome stories, but that's kind of what sparked my interest. Right. And then I did my first show in 1991 in Arizona. There were 2 of us on stage. I won the show, and I was like kind of hooked. Yeah. So I thought
it's definitely addicting when you get that rush, right?
Well, you know, and it was just something different. I mean, from the roots, because there was a routine round, and mind you, I'm a track athlete and a horseback rider. Okay. I taught myself gymnastics when I was 14. Out in the boonies, because we didn't have gymnastics out there. And so when I started doing fitness, I had these I had back flip, front flip, aerials, but I did all of them incorrectly, but I did them. And then so I started learning how to do them correctly, and ended up being able to put them into my routine for fitness, because at the time that fitness organization had a fitness round, which was a 2-minute choreographed routine round. We had a speaking round. We had to stand on stage in a gown and high heels and tell people our philosophy on fitness in 45 seconds. So and then exciting. We had the physique round as well, so there were 3 rounds. And I remember hiring, and I don't think I had to hire her, I think she sponsored me, but she was a woman who coached women for pageants and how to present themselves and walk in heels and wear a gown. And so I was, just kind of trying all these things, and I was doing one show, and then I thought, well, I kind of like it, I'll do another. And I was, in the meantime, to make money, I was a waitress. I was a Budweiser girl for Budweiser here in San Antonio. I did that for 4 years, and I was giving riding lessons, and I started personal training a little bit, and
so it kind of just blossomed after that.
Well, really, once I ended, there's so many stories, but I ended up moving to California.
Okay.
So I lived in LA for 10 years out there. That's a whole another episode.
Yeah. So out of all these years in the fitness industry, how do you think it's evolved? Like what you're seeing today, how has it evolved from 1991?
Sure. Well, 1990, the fitness industry has definitely evolved. I mean, without a doubt, and in really positive ways and also really negative ways, I feel. Positively, there's so much information now. It's so easy to get information. Like, really no one has an excuse. Mm-hmm. No one has an excuse except whatever their own willpower is. I mean, there's so much information that you can go and learn from hundreds of thousands of different people, like whether it's that person who's just a mom and has lost all this weight, or and started competing in marathons, or who knows whatever it's like people are putting out so much information, you kind of weed through, and then you've got these doctors as well that are out there, and so there's a lot of great stuff on the internet. Of course, back then when I started, there was no internet,
right?
There was no social media, there was none of that. So the good part is that we have so much information. You can research anything and learn anything that you want to learn. You can try anything. You can really be your own guinea pig. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of great people out there that love to help. I'm one of them. I love to help people and share my experiences. I think the negative side of it is that, before I go to the negative, there's one more positive that's really huge. When I moved to LA, I was 24, and I ended up connecting with a modeling agency out there. Mm-hmm. And they were really afraid of my muscle. They and as I got more involved with the fitness industry and had more covers coming out and articles, they almost wouldn't use any of my magazine stuff. They didn't want to feature any of my muscle and fitness stuff, because they were so afraid that muscle was having a bad rap or stereotype of, because there's a whole bodybuilding and there's steroids or whatever the case, it went really negative.
Right.
So for a long time, I was trapped in this muscular fit body when it wasn't the in thing. Mm-hmm. Well, nowadays, look at all the TV and ads, and everywhere, American Ninja Warrior and all the Spartan race, just on and on and on, these fit, strong bodies. Mm-hmm. So I feel like I was kind of ahead of my time, maybe, because I had so much exposure, over 100 covers and, and just so much international exposure, and then not to be able to do anything with that mainstream, which now is, all of it is very mainstream.
Right.
But I'm in a different place in my life right now, so I don't have any regrets, basically. But it is, it has evolved in a real positive way for people that are fit, that have a fit lifestyle and are inspirational to other people, no matter how well known they are.
Right.
On the negative side, I just feel like because of the internet and because everyone wants to be the next Facebook famous model, or Instagram model or whatever, there's so much free information out there that it is a bit hard for people sometimes to really be able to promote and sell themselves correctly, because everyone expects you to put stuff out free. What's more free, more free, more free? What's the next exercise? It's like, well, how, as a trainer or an athlete or a model or endorsed athlete, like, how do you keep yourself from just being, someone else that is another trainer or, or another, okay, well, yeah, you have great pictures. It's like, it's kind of hard to separate sometimes because people are just so inundated with free stuff.
Right.
And I saw that starting to come into our industry as I, the last 10 years, and it really hurt. I feel it hurt the athletes that are in the bodybuilding and fitness industry a lot, because they weren't able to. In the old days, I could go to these big events like the Arnold or the Olympia. Those are the largest events, like the Arnold Classic. It used to be Arnold Classic. Now it's Arnold Schwarzenegger's fitness thing, fitness festival. I went there for 20 years. 20 years I worked at that event.
Wow.
And in the very beginning of my career, I could go there and make $5,000 in cash selling 8x10s.
Wow.
Just selling my pictures, right? And then the company started, all these free pictures and all this free, so it just washed out. Mm-hmm. So the negative side of the evolving of the fitness industry is that everyone just expects stuff for free. And so it's hard for trainers to keep up with all of that, I believe. Or coaches or athletes or endorsed, people. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we have a couple questions.
All right, love questions.
So we have...
wants to know, what do you think the fitness industry will be like in 50 years from now?
Did he say 15 or 50?
50. So he said, what do you think the fitness industry will be like in 50 years? Wow, Brian.
Wow. I think that's a huge question. I mean, with where everything is now, I mean, everyone's trying to look a certain way. And I mean, I think there can be a lot of really positive things, but I think with where science is going with all the stem cell and the clonings and just, it could be a really bad thing because of people's obsession with perfection.
Yeah.
And even just with, where technology is now with how people can, make their own pictures look a certain way, right? And how people are so obsessed with selfies. Come on, like, and then they have to frame themselves in a certain way and have the right lighting and the right, filter. And it's like, there's very few people that are real. And I'm one of those people where I love to get all glammed up, and I love being fit, and it's my lifestyle. This is what 30 years I've been doing this, if not almost in my entire life. I probably came out of the womb like running. But I also love being, my hair back at the barn with horse stuff all over me and no makeup and just sunblock on myself. Like, I love that part of me too.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid to be that. And I think some people get so used to having all of this that they can't go. And maybe I'm speaking a lot for women right now because I have a heart for women, but I think women get so tied up in this they can't just enjoy being themselves. Their raw, real beauty. And I don't know if that answers your question about the 50 years, but 50 years, that's a long time.
No, it's okay. So going back to talking about women, right? So I know that you have an up-and-coming Body and Soul Women's Retreat. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yes.
And when it is and what it's all about?
Absolutely. So I have had the honor of hosting women's events for almost 15 years now. I had one previously, started in 2004 with a very dear friend of mine, and we went all around the world with it. When we were in Iceland and Australia and Canada and all over the U.S. and it was a wonderful, beautiful thing. But it was, a lot of it had to do with maybe a competitive side.
Right.
But we still had beauty, we had makeup, and we had photo shoots and all this stuff too. So it was really fun, 3-day event. So when I moved to San Antonio, her life and, oh, little fly, sorry. Sorry. There's a bug flying around. Our lives just kind of, haven't really been able to get back to that. She got married and she's dashing around the world now with her husband, and I'm married and doing my thing. So while I was here, I'm like, I still have this heart for women. And I want to be able to reach more women. So I felt called to do an event here in San Antonio primarily so that I could stay in San Antonio and not have to travel. And I thought, well, what I do best, I feel, is share my experiences, and the best way that I can do that is by bringing people to where I get the most out of things. So every event I've ever hosted has had, the elements in the events are always based around things that I've experienced, whether it's a person that has blessed my life with certain talents or gifts or conversations or products, or places where I train or people that I've trained with. So this event is it's exactly that. I've got Saturday and Sunday. The next one's September 30th, and October 1st was coming right around the corner.
Yeah.
It's a Saturday and Sunday, obviously, and so it's body and soul both days. So on Saturday we have American Ninja Warrior and obstacle course training on the Saturday morning. And I just have to say this, women, if you're all thinking about coming to my event, you do not have to be good at everything. You just have to come try. And I was telling this lady the other night on the phone, because she looked at the event, she goes, oh, I can't do any of that. And I said, look, I've been doing my stuff for, almost 30 years. I promise you, I would never bring a group of women to a location where they were going to fail at things.
Right.
I want women to come and feel successful and be challenged in a way that they would never challenge themselves.
Right, that's the whole point of it.
That's the whole point of it.
Yep.
Right, so we're not going to make you go climb the 15-foot warped wall, or hang from the balls that are swinging.
But you can if you want.
If you can do it, they're there. But we're going to go through obstacles, and we spend a lot of time as a group. We go through everything as a group. Nobody fails. Everyone gets through it. And it's just for fun. And this is no, like, you have to be good at anything. And there's no professionals that are coming. It's just, I'll be coaching, and the owner of Power Park, David Yarder, will be coaching. He's fantastic. So it's his it's his place. It's his, he's been an American Ninja Warrior for the last 4 years. So
awesome.
Who better to coach us too? So that's something I've been doing. And then on Saturday afternoon, the Nutrition for Body and Nutrition for Soul.
Okay.
I'm hosting the Nutrition for Body. I'm very excited. It's a new presentation I'm giving. And then I have a guest speaker coming in to join me on that presentation, and she'll do the Nutrition for Soul. She's an author. She's a pastor. She teaches at university. She's an amazing woman. She lives here in San Antonio. She's local as well.
Awesome.
Sunday we have, I used to call this a track workout, and people get stressed out. Oh, I can't sprint the whole time. I'm like, it's okay. We're going to utilize a track for a full body workout that I will coach.
Full body. I like that. Full body workout.
Attack. And it's all body weight stuff. Everyone can do something. Everyone can do majority of all of it. I can modify things, but it's just for you to try something different and come just move your body. Awesome. Sunday afternoon is a new piece of the Body and Soul business. A very dear friend and business mentor, business coach that I've been working with is coming down to do a presentation on self-discovery, mental clarity, and I'm really excited about his presentation. So it's true body, soul, both awesome. Days.
So one question, I know there's something unique about this one. Explain a little bit who you're partnering with and what their mission is as an organization.
Okay. Absolutely. So really excited for this particular event. I've partnered with the Pink Berets, which is an organization that's supporting wounded veteran women, maybe that are suffering from PTSD or some trauma in their life from a military, first responders maybe too. So I'm really, really honored that this organization, which is a local organization, wants to be bringing their participants to my event, because they're looking for more ways to bring their participants and have them try new things and be involved in really positive opportunities. So I'm really honored, and I've partnered with them. We are looking for donations for the participants to come to the event, and I will be donating proceeds back to the organization. So it's kind of
so all those women, all the proceeds will go back into the Pink Berets, correct?
Well, I mean, not all of it. I mean, there are some expenses for the actual retreat, right? But I will be donating a portion back to the Pink Berets. So it really is so cool. About just blessing every woman that comes. My heart goes out, to women, because we have so many hats to wear, and especially as you get older and and then maybe you're married and kids and still running a business, and you've got family to, immediate family to take care of, or, your parents. It's just, there's so many hats to wear, and women need a getaway. We need a place to go where we can be loved on, we can be challenged, we can be encouraged, we can do it as a team and a group setting. And so that's really what my heart is. It's not about women coming and getting tortured or not being able to go over a wall or sprinting them for an hour. Like, it's none of that. It's just things that I know have blessed me for years, and
you want to give those blessings back, right?
Yep,
that's
absolutely.
Awesome. So one last thing I want to touch on, on the Body and Soul. How do women sign up, and how do they find out more information?
Okay. You can sign up by going to monicabrant.com/body soul retreat, or you can just go to monicabrant.com and you can click on the Body and Soul Retreat button there. Very easy. I am so easy to find, honestly. I'm Facebook. You can send a message if you forget. Instagram. I don't know. What else am I? Twitter. Just send me a message, and I'm good about responding. And it's just about getting you there. Even if you can only come to one session, women, or one day, it's, And one of the reasons that I started my Saturday morning workouts at the track is to, and I know we haven't talked about this yet, but
it's great. Go ahead.
I'm offering a women's group session on Saturday mornings at Clark High School from 9 to 10. Everyone's welcome, women, all fitness, sizes, shapes, whatever, just come, and I can modify your workout for you. I can make it harder, make it easier, but we've got a great group of women that are coming. Your first one's on the house. Just come check it out, see if it's a fit for you. But I started that so that women could come and meet me and see who I am, because I think people have an idea that I'm someone that I'm not. So I want people to have an opportunity to come see how I care and that I will push you and I will make you work hard, but you will love it.
That's awesome. So, yeah, of course. So we have a few more questions I hear.
Let's take Jack. Who do you get your inspiration from at this point in your career?
Hi, Jack. Thank you for watching and thank you for asking a great question. You know what? I don't feel like I get inspiration from any one specific person. My inspiration actually comes from the years that I have put into this and where I feel that God's calling me. It's all about what we can do for others at the end of the day. If we're only doing stuff for ourselves, then it's useless, worthless, and we're left empty. So for me, I'm a faith-filled girl, and it's all about what I can do for other people. And I do have a heart for women primarily, not that guys, you guys aren't important, but I just feel like my motivation comes from how many more people can God allow me to bless or say a wise word to or give something to that is not something that someone else could give them, because I have been blessed with so much in my life, so many opportunities, so many great people involved, people that just step out of their way to do things for me, and I want to be able to give back and push forward, what I can. So
That's awesome.
I think just inspiration just comes from in. I don't have any one particular person.
That's great. Is there any more questions?
Darren says, what's your view on the GH gut?
It's not very flattering.
So Darren said, what is her view on the GH gut? I'm not too familiar with even what that is. So
well, unfortunately, that's a loaded question, really. But short and sweet, like someone that's going to have an extended belly because they're shooting, growth hormone into their body. I mean, that's what he's talking about, I'm assuming. And no, it's not attractive, and it's sad because that's almost where the bodybuilding industry has taken the level of people thinking that that's how they're going to win, is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, right? Because that's what people want. So the athletes are doing what the people want because that's what they're calling for, and that's what they want to see, and that's what the judges award, and it just this whole cycle. But there are a lot of organizations that are coming out that are natural, that are really streamlining that physique and trying to avoid that because it's not healthy, and it is actually kind of dangerous for the people. So I'm thankful to see there's so many organizations that are coming out. So no, it's not attractive. Unfortunately, the sad thing is growth hormone replacement can be a really positive thing if it's utilized correctly, if it's not abused, almost like anything. I mean, I like a glass of wine, but if I abused it, it would be an ugly thing, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of really great benefits to growth hormone if it was used correctly, if it was used with supervision and someone that's not obsessed. But the thing is you got to have some money for that. It is expensive, and it's a rented thing. So it's like, and it just takes me back a minute to the health of us. Like as we age, and I hate to tell you this, honey. I'm like 20 years older than you. As we age, our hormones disappear. I mean, that's just, it's like gravity and everything, it's just what happens, right? So hormones start diminishing. There's a lot of things we can do to promote good hormones, the way we eat. I mean, even just fasting for a day can promote growth hormone, and especially in women, like ridiculous amounts. Really? But do people want to give up eating food?
No.
So I mean, I could go. This is a whole nother topic.
Right.
But we can do a lot of things that can promote our hormones naturally, and with exercise and proper sleep. I mean, sleep is so important. I have for years I have talked about the foundation of a great health program for anybody has to start with their sleep habits and patterns. If you don't sleep, nothing else in your body is going to work really well, or very 100% efficiently. Thank you. And I a couple months ago I was talking to a friend of mine, who's a doctor, and he's somebody that I guess I would be maybe have admiration for what he's done. He's in his 70s and he's in great shape. Dr. Christian, anyways, here in San Antonio. At any rate, he was telling me he went to a seminar, and the gentleman that was putting on the seminar was talking about a bunch of stuff about the brain. But they listed 5 things, and he was telling me this one day when I was with him, and I thought, I love that, because I've always coached your health foundation starts with your rest. Rest increases growth hormone, it increases all kinds of things. And
Right.
but this scientist was proving that happiness, and he used the word happiness. Maybe that's not the word I would use, but since I'm quoting his stuff, happiness, the number one cause of happiness for people was sleep.
Wow.
Proven, sleep makes you the happiest, right? And that was over personal relationships and social interactions. It was over spirituality, like your faith. It was over exercise, I think was number 4, and number 5 was volunteering. Those were the top 5 things that he found in his studying caused the most brain reaction for happiness.
Wow.
And I just thought,
There it
I mean,
is.
God made us to sleep. We have to rest. On the
Yeah.
7th day you rest. What, like,
Yeah.
it's very important. And I think people forget that, and they try to, with the lifestyle that we all lead now, everyone's
Go, go,
slam
go.
busy. Everyone's, and I know, I find myself, people like, how are you today? I'm like, I'm so busy, but I'm so good. Like,
Yeah.
so many things going on, but everything I'm doing in my life, I love, and I feel blessed to be able to do. So,
That's awesome. Well, so Body and Soul Retreat coming up.
coming up.
Lifestyle coach every
Yes.
day in and day out,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Working at the barn. You are so versatile. You do it all. I am impressed, and
Superwoman, don't tell my
have-
husband I put my cape on in the back.
No, you are such an inspiration, and thank you so much. I so
you.
enjoyed this, and thank you. Thanks everyone for
Thank you,
watching. Y'all are so
guys.
great,
See you
and
again.
we'll see you next time.